Andrew Tate's a perfect example of somebody who he's radioactive for obvious reasons. I haven't met him. I haven't done an especially deep dive on what he's guilty of, or yeah, I mean, he's obviously he's got issues, but I just feel like we're at a moment now where there is such a thirst for wisdom that it can come from so many different places, and those places can be more or less contaminated with concepts that are more or less toxic, more or less divisive, more or less confusing. And yeah, I mean, I've watched enough of his stuff to see why young men are getting addicted to his content and thinking that he's their life guru. And I've also watched enough to think that it's not ideal that he's the voice of a generation, right? Like we need a more compassionate, less self-infatuated standard for manliness and success than what he's putting out.
If I was to, I've got Jordan coming on the show again at some point later this year, and it's something that I think I'll speak to him about, that he's onto big things with this ARC, which is kind of his competitor, I think, to the WEF that he's doing later this year.
Yeah, I haven't followed that. Yeah, no.
But I do think that Jordan's relative abandonment of the conversation directly to young men to move on to other things, whether it be climate change or the trans issue or pick your poison about whatever he's got interested in recently, I think that has left a vacuum, and you can't expect young